Good evening, welcome to the press conference after the BKT Euro Cup round 11 game between Wolves Vilnius and Hapoel Tel Aviv. We will start with the head coach of Hapoel Tel Aviv, Mr. Itoudis. So coach, please comment about the game.
Good evening, congratulations to Wolves. They were better, they deserved to win. I mean, we managed to have a good opener over there in the first quarter. We could have had a bigger margin if we would be more consistent on our defensive end and on rebounding. Unfortunately, this is the main reason why we lost the game. They did hit a lot of shots, 19 three-pointers with over 50%, 52%. It's huge. You don't see it in the highest level of competitiveness out there in any league. And many, at least 5 or 6 shots that were contested, well contested. But in general, the defensive end was what today hurting us a lot.
Questions, please.
Hello, Coach. You just mentioned that the defensive lack of defense was kind of the main focus. What do you think was the main reason in that defensive effort to allow that 12-0 run in the fourth quarter?
We're not nasty. We gotta become nasty.
All right. Last Sunday you were talking about players stepping up and becoming moral leaders. Who would you say kind of took that step forward in this game, if anyone did?
I wouldn't say. I would like to have my team being all together, and if today is going to be this one or the other one, is still wearing the Hapoel Tel Aviv dress. So for me, it's going to be the same. But we got to become nasty as a team. We got to go over there and show toughness. Today we were not there on the toughness end. As I said, we opened the game very well with a good strategy and a big lineup. We managed to take plus 13, and over there pretty much we thought that it's going to be an easy way to do things. But then they start hitting some amazing shots, as I said, and grabbing the ball. On the first half, they missed 7 shots or 8. They missed 17 shots, and they took half of them. 8 offensive boards for 17 misses is great. Is 50% almost.
And now with Jonathan Motley back, obviously now have the front court of 3 very capable big men, Marcus, Johnson, and Bruno.
Well, I want to see that. What you just said, 3 very capable men. I want to see it on the court. On the paper is everything great. On the court is what matters. Jonathan is not ready yet to play on his level, but he gave us today 7 fouls was drawn on him. He had also 3 turnovers, but he gave us 17 minutes. Maybe could have given us less on that, maybe more, but I'm saying he's not completely ready. He's in the process.
How do you view your team looking forward? Is it going to be more offensive-minded or defensive-minded team?
Both. You need both to win.
And of course, your new signing Yamada, who you've coached previously, had a pretty substantial game today. How do you see his potential probably moving forward as he ages and matures?
Oh yeah, he has a certain qualities and certain things that he has to develop. As weaknesses, you gotta turn it out to become advantages. So, but today he played pretty good, solid game, dishing the ball, scoring the ball, and trying to be the best out of there. Maybe he overplayed some minutes, but still, as I said, him and Raglan they dished 14 assists. Which is great from the point guard standpoint of view. Defensively is where we lack also. Getting smaller on the rotations. Either way, whatever we do, either we're trapping the ball or we're playing one-on-one. We got hit a lot of shots in our face, and that hurt us.
Coach, the player that you've trusted today the most was Marcus Foster. He was going today against his ex-team's rival of the Wolves. Did you see any added motivation from him tonight, and what is your experience mainly with him?
That's not the first game that Marcus is playing over 30 minutes. It means that he earns those minutes. It's not because I like him more than the others. Like he's providing things. He's lacking also some other things that we wanted him to have in his game, defensively and offensively, but for sure his competitive mindset is something that helps. Let's don't forget that I end the game with him and 4 Israeli players, and even though I don't want to make a separation of foreigners and locals, because everybody's wearing the jersey of Hapoel Tel Aviv, still he's a player that, as I said, is not the first game that he's playing that many minutes. Though one of the things that he has to definitely add to his game is more rebounding.
Patrick Beverly is one of the biggest names that came to Europe this summer. What it is like to work with such a colorful personality?
We miss Pat. We're gonna miss him for a long time. I haven't worked that much, but because we had the games and travels and everything, that's also another important fact for us, because we're playing pretty much every game on the road. Almost every game for us is on the road. So we hope that he's going to come back healthy. It's good to work with him. I have worked with many great players in my career so far. So the players that they are humble and they know that they are a team of a great group. Those are the ones that they at the end be an example. And the best way is to lead a group by example.
They told today that he will stay till the end of the season, no matter what. Were there any concerns from you about this?
Well, that's something that hurt us also. He said that, the other says, I don't know what he says. I'm not following. I know what he says to me. I don't know if it's any kind of question, like somebody's leaving, somebody's coming, how are we going to become a team? If everybody's not locked in, this is what we're missing. We got to be locked in, everybody, and we got to be nasty.
And since you're coaching a team from a Middle East region, what's your opinion about EuroLeague Final Four in Abu Dhabi? Is that a good choice?
Good choice or not good choice, they had the right to vote, am I right? So they vote and they chose this. So a good choice, not a good choice. I'm a fan of playoffs. I'm a fan of expansion. EuroLeague needs to be expanded more teams, and more teams that they have a financial stability and they have a vision. They need to join the best competition in Europe, which is EuroLeague. So we need to make changes. And this is my story. If you read a little bit my interviews, you're gonna understand. I'm talking about the playoffs, and I'm talking about that the last decade. While I was going with my team, CSK 6 times straight in Final Fours. Winning or losing, I was talking about expansion, I was talking about playoffs. With all the respect to the Final Four. Final Four is something, because in Europe we have allow me to say, a tri-dimensional way of playing the game. Why? Because we start with a robin round system. Everybody's playing like a championship. In all sports you have the robin round system, right? Home away. Then we go back to NBA system, which is playoffs, and we end with the NCAA system. So in one competition we have 3 different ways of playing the game. What's that? I don't want to mention the different approach into the way of officiating and rules. So we're pretty much saying to our fans we have 3 different sports. Different way of dimension and rules and time in NCAA, different rules and time and dimension in NBA, and different rules in EuroLeague and FIBA. Also they have local leagues, and EuroLeague are already over there in different way. So soccer has been played in Middle East, it's been playing in Asia, it's been playing in United States. The same. Same goalposts, same rules, same everything.
I wonder, what's your opinion on this topic? There are constant talks about future of EuroCup, since it's not profitable for EuroLeague. How do you see the future for EuroCup?
I don't know. I'm just joined that situation. As I said, my goal is to unite basketball in general. There are people out there that love basketball. And in general, though, the owners, like my owner, Mr. Ofer Yanai, that he has a vision, is something that we need to keep in sports of basketball. Like also the owner of Wolves and many others that I can mention. But in order to keep them, we got to give them also a plan of how basketball can become even more profitable for them and more attractive to the fans. That already is a sport that attracts so much attention. But we need even more, because there is an evidence out there that when the game is being played in EuroLeague, the gyms are full. When the game is playing in local league, then it's half empty. So we are not political parties that we go out and there and we make campaigns and say, okay, how many voters they're going to vote for us. We already have an answer from the fans. They filled out the gyms. When it's EuroLeague, double week, they want more games in EuroLeague. So we're being called to do that. As a union of EuroLeague head coaches that I'm honored to be a representative and a president of our group, we have asked for the play-in. Watch now the play-in system, what different dimension gave to the championship. So we are here to make that game even more attractive, that game even more, let's say, interactive in many ways. So let's sit down on the table and see the things that are required to be changed in order to become better.
Hello, Coach. Question important to society, I think. How do you feel about the fact that you worked in Russia, the terrorist country during the war, while many Ukrainians...
Are you serious now?
I'm just asking the question.
All right, please ask somebody else. I'm not a politician, I'm a basketball coach. Sport unites. You mentioned this now to me? How you dare? Sports unites. I have many players that they work and they're coming from different passport nationality. Sport unites. Sport unites. That's what you have to present in your sport unites.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
We continue our press conference. Head coach of Wolves Vilnius, Mr. Alessandro Magro. Coach, your comment about the game.
So, labas vakaras to everybody. Good evening. It was an important win for us, for sure, for the standing to try to keep, the run and try to achieve our goals. And for sure, that one of the goals is to try to have the Euro Cup playoff. In the second round, we have many home games, and that's really important. Trying to have this kind of performance in our arena, beating a very, very talented team like Hapoel. For sure, probably was a better game to watch for you guys. It's a kind of highlights game than for coaches to coach that kind of game. We had a lot of problems at the beginning to try to contain their offensive talent. We were planning something that didn't work, so during the game we changed it. We just showed a bit of zone switching defense, but thanks to the talent of the player that they have, they were able every time to score. Fortunately, we were able to move the ball as well. Some players were really hot, so we were able to score even some shots that probably were not completely builded. But this is something that obviously we take for the trust that we had. And I think that exactly like I say to the players before the game of Buduknoš was a kind of need game for them, and they almost destroyed us. Tonight was a need game for us. Absolutely, to try to compete for the reason why I told you at the beginning, to stay in the group of 6 victories. We would like to trust each other. Tonight my rotation were not so deep like usual, but we really tried to run all the players that felt the game. And we were able, in my opinion, for all the game, both coaches to try to go to the targets, so try target player, try to gain advantages. Was a kind of easier game respecting the others. I'm really happy because this is, once again, a very important game to keep trusting each other. And obviously, Christmas dinner is coming, so the joys of Christmas dinner after such a win like this is for sure different.
Questions, please.
Hello, Coach. Now you have as many wins as Hapoel. When did your coaching staff begin thinking about the point difference and trying to make up for that 5-point loss?
To be honest, I'm a bit, I try to use the softest word that pop out in my mind, a bit sad about the last possession. If you see, I try to have that kind of in and out for Anthony, that he had 4 fouls. And in the moment he was out and he was the guy supposed to handle the ball and try to draw foul or something, we allowed them to score early threes with Madar, and we turned the ball over with Trishan Turman on fast break. And they then had a 5-0 run from +9 to become a tie game. And then that's the reason why I call it a challenge at the last, to have the chance to draw something, because I finished my timeout. So obviously we didn't execute, and we turned the ball over. We were thinking absolutely about the points different, but not so early, because when one of the assistant coach came to me and say, "Coach, we lost by 5, I say, okay, before win, and then we think about winning by 6. We tried, we didn't. That's it's a sad part, but we take the win.
Right, incredible third quarter for Trishan. His two highest scoring games are against the same team. Hapoel, he was incredible in Samokov and Bulgaria. He was incredible this time. What's different about him against this particular opponent? That he scored so many.
I don't know, to be honest. Why he's playing so well against them. I don't have an answer about that. But I think that if you know Trishan Turman more than me, you watched more games than me, because he was here even the last season. I think that his pros and in his growing is under the eyes of everybody. He's really playing a mature game, obviously. Scoring that kind of shot helps, but the confidence that he feels from the shot that he can take from the other teammates that are trying to, pass him the ball, he is really a very, very important player for us. You see now playing both roles, playing the small forward and the power forward. and he was able to find the advantages, doesn't matter what. So, they changed the matchup, they put a body like Wainwright on him to try to avoid the post-up plays, and they tried to switch to avoid. We were able to go off screen, he was able to go off screen. So I'm happy because he really looks locked in respecting what he needs and we need to do with him in this season.
As you were down 10 in the second quarter, you began changing some defensive systems. Went to free zone, went to man-to-man, then back and forth. What was the main idea behind switching all these defensive systems?
I mean, at the beginning, and that's the proof that the coaches sometimes make terrible mistakes in order to prepare the game. They were shooting not many threes with high percentage, but in the last game, even without such a player like Beverly, we say that they are really, really effective. Short roll, they destroyed us with short roll with Motley at the beginning, and we knew that Motley tonight was in the game. And the idea was try to be a bit more, not so aggressive like usual on pick and roll. Try to, contain a bit. Try to shrink because we would like to be able to contain penetration, the cut, and the rolls. They shot 61% 3 points. So when the game started with, Foster threes, Madar threes, Blackney, the first two balls he touched the threes. The threes, obviously, we should change something and say, okay, let's try to force them to overthink. So the zone was quite good at the beginning. Switching defense, at least they found, some not so easy the 3-point shot. We made a lot of mistakes, to be honest, even in order of what we call KYP, understanding if I'm guarding Ragland and we allow him to go left too easy. Madar, same, is left hand oriented too easy. But the point is that we never gave up, because in a game where the other are scoring so much and you go by 10, you can really finish like Ulm down by 20, and then could be a disaster. And we were really, really every time there. So that's the thing that I take home mostly.
Arnoldas Kulboka is once again making threes in the Euro Cup. After the last game in the LKL, you gave him the match ball. Can you just express your feelings seeing a player on the court after 18 months without the basketball in his hands? And maybe about those tears that you saw in the locker room, what do you feel mainly about his emotion coming back to the court?
I mean, we would like to make what we did after the LKL game, just because, we talk about pick and roll game, we talk about choices, we talk about switching, but we are persons, and thinking about a guy who was born 1998, doing basketball for his entire life, staying 18 months, out of the court with not even the idea that could be sure to come back at the level that he can play. So that's a signal from my side and coaching staff to give that ball, like, say, we trust you. We waited for him so long, because even the way to arrive to be back was longer than we supposed it to be, but we made a bet on him for the person and the player he is. And now he's trying to help the team in the best way he can do. And obviously shooting the ball is one of the best part of his game, but he's really smart. He's in top of toes, getting into the system. He's a precious player for our system, and he's not even close to the level and the condition that I hope can be soon.
More questions? Thank you, Coach.
Skanos, when you will go to it.
Playing in this arena with different players is still a regular game for you?
Of course, it felt like a regular game. For me, honestly, I always think my home arena is Jeep Arena anyway. So, it did feel good to have a couple fans in there and, having the memories. Last time I was in there, we won a championship. So, it felt good.
A lot of Rytas fans came to this game, so what emotions about that?
Oh, I love it. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, I support them, they support me, and you know, it's like a family. Like I always said, Itoudis is always in my heart, no matter where I'm at. So I'm glad I got to see some familiar faces.
Was surprised for you?
No, people been messaging me all week about it, so I knew.
Did you meet with any Rytas players before the game?
Not yet. I know RJ hit me up before the game, and you know I'm trying to meet up with some players tonight after. So yeah, hopefully I see some guys.
You heard those applause during the game after.
Of course, I love it. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, I think I'm happy with my career, being able to go one place and have the love continue wherever I go.
What did you word about Anthony Cohen tonight? He was amazing.
Amazing. I mean, he's always an amazing player. He's a tough player to call guard because once he gets going, it's hard to stop him. But, you know, like that's what I said before the game. You know, they're a tough team. When they get going, they're hard to stop. You know, they're like a three-headed monster with Thurman, Cohen, and Andrews.
What kind of stuff did you buy in the Rita shop?
I got a few championship T-shirts and hats from last year to get my family back home, so I had to get some gear.
Did you have time to visit more of Vilnius before the game? Or
Nah, not really. I was kind of locked in, getting ready to play this game. So hopefully go see the city a little bit tonight.
Because you had a lot of freedom in Rytas. Now Hapoel is a different team of half EuroLeague roster. Let's call it. How do you feel playing in such an environment?
You know, I like it. You know, you're surrounded by a lot of talent, and every night, like tonight, you're playing against opponents that's trying to beat you. And you know, it's an adjustment for me for sure. Trying to figure out how to still be effective in my role and not being the ball dominant guy. But I think I'm not doing too bad at it.
Do you feel the same joy for basketball in such circumstances?
Oh, of course. Every time I get to step on the court and play in all these countries and travel the world, I'm happy about it.
And how about playing for a team from the country which is at war, next to another country which is at war?
I mean, I've been there before, so I love that country. I don't really get too much into what's going on the outside. I just try to stay focused on basketball, but from being there, the 2 seasons I played there with Hapoel alone, now Hapoel Tel Aviv, I love Israel.
What are your thoughts about this game overall?
It's a tough game, Even though they made a lot of shots, I still think we had a chance to win. We just got to figure it out. We're in the transition period with a new coach. Patrick Beverly goes down. That's a big loss. We're adding Jonathan Motley now back in the mix. So I think we're just trying to figure it out right now.
Motley is back in the game after 1 month. What we add to the team, not the points, maybe other things also.
I think he adds a lot to the team as far as defensively, with his length and his verticality, and I think his passing ability. I think now with him being so dominant as he was, I think now defensive collapses and, he's going to kick out from Morris, so we have to be ready to shoot.
It's a little bit awkward to ask this now, but it's Christmas time coming, and the Rytas fans starts thinking, will there be another comeback from Marcus?
Hey, with me, you just never know. I just take it day by day and just try to enjoy wherever I'm at. But, like I always said, if not this year, next year, 2 years, I'll make sure I get back in the Rytas jersey, though.
Šitą? Nu tai prašau. Pasilaikysi pats? Nu?
Arnoldai, koks įspūdis apie
Playing in this arena with the different jerseys, still a regular game for you?
Of course, it felt like a regular game. I mean,
Tiek prieš tokį klubą, kur tiek daug potencialo, čia visi prieš sezoną kalbėjo, kad Eurolygos klubas turėtų būti. Aišku, 100 taškų praleidom, bet pergalė yra pergalė.
Tai norėjau paklausti, kaip įmanoma nugalėti klubą, kuris orientuotas taip stipriai į puolimą ir jūs nugalėjote per puolimą.
Gal mes geresnė komanda puolime, tada taip gaunasi, nežinau. Tiesiog geros rungtynės, aišku, per abi komandas, man atrodo, 33 taškų buvo, tai čia toks pasišvaistymas buvo. Bet pergalė.
Fosteris, ar ne, irgi čia šitų rungtynių toks akcentas buvo ir publikos reakcija, ar jautėsi kažką padidėjusi, galbūt šią motivaciją, treneris atrodo norėjo kažkiek ilgiau laikyti aikštėje negu įprastai.
Nežinau, aš nelabai susipažinęs to dalyku, nelabai čia stebėdavau vietoje, ta prasme nebūdamas, tai man tiesiog priešininkų žaidėjas buvo ir tiek.
19 tritaškių pataikė iš 36 per plauką nuo Europos taurės pakartoto rekordo. Kas leido šiandien taip sėkmingai pataikyti tuos tritaškius?
Gera metikų komanda, nežinau, gal net ne pirmas rungtynės, kaip įmetam tų daug tritaškių ir kiek prametėm iš tikrųjų, kiek aš pats pramečiau tų laisvų tritaškių. Nežinau, kažkaip visi pasitikim vienas kitu ir buvo tas sunkus momentas, nebuvom ir visi sveiki, aišku, bet dabar kažkaip, nežinau, viskas jaučiasi neblogai, nors buvo tie 2 pralaimėjimai Eurocup'e iš eilės, bet manau šitą pergalę dar tokį didesnį impulsą duos. Tai dar tas įsivažiavimas faktas, kad kažkiek užtruks, nes nors čia kažkokių pasiteisinimų ieškoti, bet tiesiog džiaugiuosi dabar žaisdamas ir tiek kitoks jausmas tiesiog ir viskas.
Social media jautrus momentas buvo po LKL praeitų rungtynių, kai treneris tau įteikė rungtynių kamuolį. Gal galėtum šiek tiek pačių papasakoti, ką reiškia sugrįžti po tiek ilgai laiko nežaidimo į krepšinio aikštelę?
Čia tiesiog bendrai viskas kartu buvo susidėję, visos problemos ir tiesiog jautrus momentas.
Kokį įspūdį galbūt palieka tas darbas su Magro apskritai šitoje komandai, kokios tas suteikiamos sąlygos?
Manau, visų paklausus pasakytų, kad žaidėjų treneris ir su visais bendrauja, ne tik taip krepšinio temom, galima tikrai apie viską su juo pakalbėti. Geras treneris, kol kas gera sistema ir rodom pasitikėjimą jam, jis rodo pasitikėjimą mumis ir viskas kaip ir gerai, važiuojam į priekį.
Anthony Kovanas šiandien irgi taip sėkmingai užkūrė komandą, vėliau Renrisas įsijungė. Ką gali pats pasakyti apie šitos 2 gynėjus ir apie jų lyderystę šitoj komandoje, ką jie suteikė galbūt šitai komandai?
Tai jau, tai ir prieš sezoną, manau, buvo aišku, kad turėsim tą vieną geriausių turbūt gynėjų tandemų visoje. Nenoriu labai čia daug jų išreikšti, bet manau, kad jie tikrai ir Eurolyga galėtų šitą parodyti. Džiaugiamės, kad turim tokius žaidėjus ir ypač man, metikui, tiesiog galiu išplėsti aikštį ir žinau, kad jie paduos kamuolį, sukurs kažkokią progą. Faktas, vieną dieną galbūt vienam nesiseka, tada kitas sužais, arba būna tokių dienų, kaip abudu sužaidžia ir tiesiog komanda kaip ant sparnų eina. Faktas, tokius žaidėjus turėti komandai, manau, norėtų turėti kiekvienas treneris.
Galima dar užsiminti apie Šoną Turmaną, daug yra kalbėta galbūt apie jo tą universalumą ir tas išskirtinius atletinius duomenis, gebėjimą žaisti galbūt ir aukštesniam lygiai, kaip manai, koks yra tos lubos prieš Šonui?
Didelis potencialas tikrai ir esu matęs jo žaidimą ir prieš tai ir matosi, kaip kiekvienais metais tikrai prideda labai daug ir tikrai smagu su juo būti vienu metu aikštelį ir kai jisai gali pasistumti tą 3 poziciją, aš galiu žaisti 4 ir turim nemažai dydžio aikštelį, žinau, geras komandos draugas ir tiek.
Ką pasiimsit iš tų rungtynių ir pratęsit?
Pergalę labai svarbu pasiimsim, labai svarbu lentelėje turnyriniai. O šiaip tiesiog toks energijos ir pasitikėjimo būstas, ypač po praeitos pergalės prieš Neptūną, labai svarbios rungtynės LKL buvo ir dabar Eurocup'e, tai nežinau, aišku, reikia neužmigti ant tų laurų ir žaisti toliau.
Kaip vertinat kitos savaitės varžovą Eurocup'e?
Kiekvienos rungtynės Eurocup'e yra žiauriai svarbios ir tiesiog ruošiamės ir tiek.